So that's the directions. And here's the system that we're going to start off with. We're going to be given a 2x plus 3y equals 2, and x minus 2y is equal to 8. All right. Here's our system. Let's go ahead and put this into an augmented matrix. It's going to look like 2, 3, 2, and then 1, negative 1, 8. Does that sound good to everybody so far? Thanks. What did I do wrong? Thank you. See, you guys are on top of it. All right, 1, negative 2, 8. Okay, the goal that we want to achieve here in this out of this system is we want a matrix to look like this. We want 1, 0. We don't really care about this number up here, and a 1, and then these two are going to be our answers. Okay, so those are just x's as in general. They're not necessarily anything special. What we want to focus on is this little triangle here in this corner. See this little red triangle here? We want to get a 1 in this position. Then below that we want to get a 0, and then finally we want to move over and get a 1 there. So the goal is to end up with something with 1s along the main diagonal here. This is what we're calling the main diagonal, and a 0s below the leading 1s. All right, so that's our goal. We want to end up with something like this. So keep in mind that this is our goal. All right, so that's the goal that we want. Okay, so we have to ask ourselves, how could we get a 1 in this position up here right away? Is there something easy we could do to get a 1 there? Anybody see anything? What's that? Remember, there's no subtracting, right? We cannot subtract anything. Can't we just switch these two rows? Right? Let's do that instead. That's easier. Okay, let's do 1, negative 2, 8, and then 2, 3, and then 2. All right. So far, so good. That was easy, right? Now that we have a 1 in this position, okay, the next thing that we want to do is we want to get a 0 in that position there. So how do we make... Yeah, you're close. That's it. Yeah, we're gonna do negative 2 times row 1 and then add that to row 2. Because that's going to give us a 0 right where that blue 2 is. And so am I doing anything to the first row? No, so I'm going to leave it the same, right? So 1, negative 2, line 8. This is going to be 0 by design. It's designed to give us a 0 there because we just took the opposite of this entry, second row, first column. That's going to give us a 0, so all I have to do is figure out the rest of them. So what's negative 2 times a negative 2? 4 and 3, how much? 7, good. What's negative 2 times 8? Negative 16 and 2? Negative 14. Awesome. Okay, so now we have a 1 there, we have a 0 there. My next goal is to make this a 1. How do I make that a 1 using the row operations? No, it's easier than that. How do I make that a 1? Multiply by 1/7. Exactly, you got it. Let's multiply this whole row by 1/7. So am I doing anything to the top row? No, it stays the same. So I get 1, negative 2, line 8. 0, 1 by design, and what's negative 14 divided by 7? Negative 2. Thanks a lot. So, interpret this line for me. What does that say? What does that line mean, that whole row right there? Y is equal to negative 2. Awesome. So if y is equal to negative 2, I can use back substitution and say x minus 2 times negative 2 has to equal 8. So that means x plus 4 has to be 8. So x has to be 2, negative 4. All right, new example. Here's the system. Whoops, there it goes. Okay, let's put it into a matrix. I'll give myself some room. So how about 3, 4, 3? How about 1, negative 2, negative 4? So far, so good? Okay, keep in mind the goal that we want is 1, 0, who cares, 1, line, who cares, who cares. That's what we want. That's our goal. The goal is to get this. Because once we get that, then we can figure out what the x's and the y's are. All right, so first thing I have to do, how do I get a 1 here? What could I do? Exactly. Let's just switch these two. It's easy enough to do. Don't have to worry about it too much. So that would give me, what, 1, negative 2, negative 4, yeah? And then 3, 4, 3. So far, so good, everybody? Okay, now, Good. I have a 1 here. Next, I got to get a 0 here. How do I get a 0 there? What can I do? -3 times row 1 plus row 2. Now, do you see how important it is that you have to get the 1 first? Because if that number was anything other than 1, when you'd multiply it by -3 and then add it to 3, you wouldn't be able to get a 0 there. So it's really important to get that leading one first and then get the zeros below that. Okay, am I doing anything to the first row? Nope. 1, -2, -4. So here we go. That's going to be a 0. I know that. That's designed to be. What's a -3 times -2? 5, 6. We're multiplying. So 6 and 4, how much is that? 6 and 4 is 10. We're adding that. Yeah, we're multiplying, and then we're doing this, right? This is what we're doing. We're multiplying -3 times row and then adding it to row 2. Okay, so what's a -3 times a -4? 12 plus 3? 15. Okay, awesome. So I now have a 1. I have a 0. My next goal is to get this to be a 1. Awesome. What can I do? Multiply by a 10th. Yeah. That's easy to do, isn't it? So that leaves me with 1, -2, -4, 0, 1, and 15 divided by 10 on a good day is 3/2, right? So what does that mean? That means that y has to be 3/2. Awesome. Now I'm going to go back substitute and figure out what x is. This says that x minus 2 times 3/2 has to be -4. So that means that x minus 3, very good, is equal to -4. So x has to be -1. So my solution, what? Yeah, right? Man, we're really hung up on adding today. -1, comma, 3/2. And let me show you some stuff here. So unpause this. Okay, take your calculators out. Let's turn them on. Make sure everything's all cleared out from there. And what you're going to do is you're going to push the matrix button, which on this calculator is located. I can barely read this thing. Ah, here we go. Second x. There it is. I couldn't find it. Okay. All right. So second and then x to the -1. X inverse. So check it out. Underneath this tab, you have a couple of options. You can name your matrices A, B, C, D, whatever you want to name them. You can do some math with them, which is what we're going to do in a minute, or you can edit them. All right, so we're going to go over to edit because we want to enter in this matrix here, this 2, 3, 2, 1, -2, 8. So we're going to push enter. We're going to edit this. Okay, now you have to enter in the order of this matrix. So what is the order of this matrix here? This 2, 3, 2, 1, -2, 8. What's the order of that? That's 2 by 3. So we're going to go 2. Don't worry about it, dude. It's fine. 2, enter, 3, enter. Doesn't matter if yours has stuff in it. It's going to get erased by this new entry here. Just do this. It's fine. All right, enter this in. So push 2, enter. Look, it gets erased. See? Push 3, enter. Push 2, push enter. Push 1, push enter. Now, when you come to negative numbers, you have to use the negative sign that's below the 3, not the actual subtraction sign. So -3, enter. And then 8, enter. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, very good. How do I do it? This is supposed to be 8, right? There we go. Enter. All right, here we go. Now I can do that, and that should be -2. Very good. Sweet. Yeah, make sure you put it in right. Otherwise, you get bummed out and the answer doesn't match up. Okay, so I got 2, 3, 2. That's correct. 2, 3, 2. And then I got 1, -2, 8. Yep, all looks good. And this is what's called matrix A. So now I have defined matrix A inside the calculator. Does everyone have this down? Anybody need any help getting to this point? We all got it? No one's saying a thing. Amazing. Yes, okay, we're good. Okay, so you can just get yourself out of that, hit second quit. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to second matrix again, and this time notice I have matrix A as a 2 by 3, so it's stored inside my calculator. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to math. Okay, we're We're going to go over to the Math tab, and this is a bunch of things that you can do with matrices inside this calculator. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down, we can do all this stuff, right? We can do augment, list, blah, blah, blah. And what we're going to do, the one that we're going to pick, is we're going to pick RREF. That stands for Row Reduced Echelon Form. Okay? So we're going to pick RREF, push enter, and then you got to tell the calculator which matrix you want to do RREF, which stands for Row Reduced Echelon Form, which is this is basically what we're doing here, putting our matrix into this, right? So you have to tell the calculator, okay, calculator, I want you to do this to matrix, and then push number 1, because it says the name. By pushing enter, it tells the calculator which one you want it to do. Then by pushing enter, check it out. There's the answers 4, -2. Alright. Okay, let's do this next one here for practice. So turn your calculators on. Clear them out. We're going to do the second one together. And the answer should be, what was the answer? Like -1 3/2 or something? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go back to second matrix. And we're going to edit it. Now you can edit, A again, or you can edit B. You can keep it stored, whatever you want to do. But if you're done with this one, you can just re-edit that one. So matrix A is still going to be a 2x3. So I'll just push enter, enter. And then I'm going to enter in each entry here. So I'm going to push 3, enter, 4, enter, 3, enter, 1, enter, -2, still there, enter, and then finally -4. Okay, so I've just now put this 2x3 matrix into my calculator. And then I'll hit second quit. I'll go to second matrix, and I'm going to go to Math. And I'm going to scroll down until we get to RREF. RREF stands for Row Reduced Echelon Form. We're going to push enter, and then push second matrix, and then give it the name. So the first one is A. Close my parentheses, push enter, and bam, there we go. So 1x is equal to -1, and 1y is equal to 3/2. And the calculator puts it in decimal form for you, 3.5. And I don't think, maybe I'll, oh, there you go. Put it into fraction form just by doing that. That's pretty sick right there. I hit math, and then fraction. Plus y is 3. All right, let's practice our row operations for our last box here for the day. All right, we're gonna have 1, 2, 5, and then 1, 1, 3. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, great. Remember the goal? The goal is to make it look like this: 1, 0. Who cares? 1 something. Who cares? Who cares? That's the goal. Okay, so I have a 1 here. Awesome. I have a 1. What's my next goal? 0. Get a 0 where? Underneath. Below it. I gotta get a 0. So how do I make that a 0? What could I do? You got it. -1 times row 1 plus row 2. You got it. So I leave row 1 alone. I get 1, 2, 5. I'm going to have 0 there by default. So -1 times 2 is -2. -2 plus 1 is -1. -1 times 5 is -5. -5 plus 3 is -2. Okay, good. Now I have a 1 here. I have a 0 here. My next goal is to get a 1 there. What should I do? Exactly. Multiply the whole thing by -1 of row 2. That's 2. So that's going to give me 1, 2, 5, 0, 1, 2. Somebody interpret that for me. What's that mean? That means that y is equal to 2. So if y is equal to 2, I'm going to back substitute and say that x plus 2 times 2 has to be 5. So x plus 4 has got to be a 5. So x has to be a 1. You totally could have done that, yeah. You can plug it in anywhere because all those are equivalent rows, right? So the answer was 1, 2. All right, let's plug this into the calculator and make sure we did it right. Okay, I'm going to turn my calculator on. I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to go second matrix. I'm going to go over to edit, and I have a 2x3. So I'm going to punch in 1, enter, 2, enter, 5, enter, 1, enter, 1, enter, 3, enter. So far, so good? All right, second matrix. We're going to go to math. We're going to scroll down to RREF, row reduced echelon form. Enter, second matrix 1, boom, and sweet, 1 and 2. Looks like we did it right. 1 is 21. Okay, you guys try this one on your own. Use the row operations, and then use the calculator as well. You got 3x minus y. See, isn't that rad? Okay, so I'm going to show you the fast way. So I put this matrix into the calculator, 3, -1, 7, 9, -3, 21. And I'm going to then perform the row reduced echelon form. So boom, 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 boom. There we go, row reduced echelon form. And then we're going to go second matrix 1, because that's what I just named it. And then push enter, and I'm going to turn this into fraction form. And okay, so check this out. I have 1, -1/3, and then 7/3, and then I have 0, 0, 0. Anybody see anything interesting or funky or... Huh? Yes, these are exactly the same equation, right? This is 1's a multiple of the other one. So notice that I got 0, 0, and 0. This says that 0x plus 0y equals 0. So 0 equals 0. Is that a true or false statement? That's a true statement. So if that's a true statement down there, what would I interpret this as being? Dependent system. Yes, very good. So if you get 0, 0 equals 0, you have a dependent system, right? You have the same line going on top of each other for that one, okay? So this one over here is rendered a dependent system. Did anybody solve it? Like the whole way out? Nice job. Nice job, you guys. All right, nice work today.